Hello everyone, good evening all of you. We will just wait in 5 minutes, okay, for other candidates. Then we will start. So, hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Vaishnavi Pawar. I just completed my BTech in Computer Engineering from JSPM Tathode College. So, without wasting time, let's begin with the session. Hope my screen is visible to all of you. Is it visible? Okay. So before start the session, may I know how many guys you know at least one language, C or CPP? You can comment in chat. At least C or CPP. Okay, I think many of you know the. So let's start. So the Java basically is investing or introduced by James, Mike, and Pratik, and it's initially given as a it's called as a oak. It is strength of the symbol. So then later the oak is renamed as a Java. So how many guys you know who develop by C? Who develops C? You can comment in comment box. Hello, please comment guys. हेलो, मैं ऑडिबल ना? So basically, C is developed by Dennis Ritchie and CPP is developed by Beyond Stopstrup. So, so the difference between CPP and Java is just Java is a superset language of CPP. Okay, so the features of Java is support object oriented. Like if you know the C and CPP, you know the what is object oriented. So everything in Java is object. So it support object oriented programming. So it is simple if you know C and CPP. The syntax is quite simple. It's based on C and CPP. Then robust. It is the robust language. Like it is strong. It having strong memory management, and because of lack of pointer, it is strong, and it also having exception handling, and it is the platform independent. So the mainly Java is known as platform independent because it also called as write once and run anywhere language. uh, if we run any program in Java, it created as a bytecode. So this bytecode is run in any platform like Windows and Linux, and because of this bytecode, we can write it once and we can use it anywhere, and it is secure. Um in Java, there is no explicit pointer we are using. That's why it is secure, and it runs inside the Java virtual machine. And last is the multi-threading. So I think you know the multi-threading in operating system. There is a concept thread means in process is nothing but a simple execution of program. So and thread is a simple sequential flow activity. So, like for example, in Chrome, for we are opening Chrome, so it is process running behind, and if we opening multiple tabs, then there is a thread that also running background. So this is the example of thread. So Java also support multi-threading. So this is basic structure of Java. Here the class name is hello world. Here public is nothing but public access specifier. So it can accessible all of the code, all of the class. And the static is nothing but a type of variable. So we can means all object can access static variable or share variables, static variables. And void is the return type of the method. Means void means it return nothing, and main is a entry point, as you know. And we declare as a public to accessible by JVM. Okay, and string args is nothing but argument. And here in C we use printf to print any statement, and in CPP we are using cout to print statement. So here we are using system.out.println to print any any statement. So system is a class, out is one of the object in the system class, and println is a method of system class. So here is the syntax to print any statement, and we have to specify S as a capital. So before move forward, we have to know what is JDK, JARE, and JVM. So JDK is nothing but a Java development kit. If you want to run any Java application, or you want to develop any program in Java, so you have to download JDK. So in JDK there are contained JARE and and tools that support to run any program. So in and then another concept is Java runtime environment. If you want to run any application in Java, then you have to install JRE. And if you want to develop your code, then you have to install JDK. So in JR is nothing but it provide an environment that contains some libraries and JVM. So without JR, you are not able to run any Java applications. So and JVM is nothing but a Java virtual machine. So it is the virtual machine that not physically existed. It just provide environment to run your Java code. And it also executed bytecode that I told previously that our code is converted into class file that is known as Java bytecode, and that bytecode in running under the JRE JVM section. So Java variables. So as you all know, variable is nothing but a container that we can store value. So variable is nothing but a area that reserve area that we assign value. So there are three types of variable: local variable, instant variable, and static variable. Okay. So let's understand it by code.
Hello, Vaishnavi.
Yes.
Yes, your screen is stuck. Yes, now it's clear. Go ahead.
Okay. Just unmute and tell me if it stuck again. Okay.
Yes, now it's visible Java variable.
Okay. So the programming screen is visible to you.
No, not just PPT is visible.
Okay. Just let me share it once. Is it visible now?
Yeah, screen is visible.
Okay. And the programming,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So as we studied in previous slide, there is three types of variable: instant, static, and local variable. So the variable declared inside the class is known as instance variable. The scope of the instance variable is up to the class, end of the class. And static variable, as I said, the variables means all objects are shared by the static variables. Let it understood by if we create new variable like a1, then and we assign some properties like name, id, then it assigned to the a1 variable. And if we again create another variable a2, then again the same properties we assign, then again same space is created to a2 variable. But if we create static variable by some another name like division, then it's shared by the all variables. Hope you clear the concept of difference between static and instant variable. And local variable is nothing but the variable it declare inside the method is known as local variable, and the scope also valid until the this local means until the method. Okay. Then to access any variable, local variable or instant variable, we have to create object. Here we create the object. But to access static variable, we just declare, we just access using the class name a.m. Okay. So hope you clear the variables in Java. So these are the data types. So Java have two data types: primitive data types and non-primitive data types. So under primitive data types, there are options like boolean, character, byte, short, int, long, float, and double. And under non-primitive, there are string arrays. So here in table there is specify the default value of each data type. So boolean having default value as a false, and it also having 1 bit as a size. Character having default value as a 000, and it having default size 2 bytes, and byte having default value as a 0 and it having default size 1 byte. Short int as a it displayed as it as having default value as a 0 and default size as a 1, 2 and 4 byte, and long having also 0 default value and having default size 8 byte, and float and double also having zero point 0.0 and zero point 0.0 as a default value, and 4 byte and 8 byte is a default size. So control statement. So we having three control flow statement. First is a decision making statement. So it having if statement, switch statement, and in under loop statement we having do while loop, for loop, and for each loop, and in jump statement we have break and continue statement. So let understand it by code. So here is a simple if loop, and if statement is executed whenever the condition is true. So here we mention x equal to 10. If x value is 10, then only the inside curly bracket statement is executed. And there is one more control statement is if else loop. So if if condition is true, then if statement is executed. Otherwise, else statement is executed. So let's run the code. So as you know, x is 10. So it executed x equal to 10, and x plus y, that is 22, is not less than 10. So it not executed x plus y is less than 10. It executed x plus y is greater than 20. Okay. Then next is switch statement. So instead of using, if you have multiple cases, though instead of using if, else, ladder, if, else, so we have there is one another control statement is switch case. So this is the syntax of switch statement, and this is the code. So we have to specify the case and the case condition. Here number is 2, as it is the 2. So in case 0 it not executed, because here we specify the value 0, here we specify the value 1. So it by default it present it print default statement. If we change the value 0, then it executed the first statement, the case 1. So next is a loop statement. If you want to execute multiple times any query or any statement, then instead of using if else or switch statement, there is another loop statement. There we have to specify conditions and initialization and increment until the condition get false, until the statement is executed. So we having for loop, do while loop and while loop. So these are the syntax of the loops. So this is the for loop. We have to specify the initialization condition. This statement is executed only once at initialization. Then we have to specify the condition, then increment or decrement. So here we are initializing sum as a 0 and j is a 1. So it executed like first sum equal to first the initialization is 1, then j value is 1, so it assigned 1 to the sum, then again loop is executed, then it check whether j is less than equal to 10, so our j is 1, so it condition is true, and then it increment j plus plus, then again sum is initialized, the previous value sum is 1, then 1 plus 1, so sum again initialize as a 2. Then it again check whether j is now our 2. Then it again check j is less than equal to 10. So it is true. Then it again increment. So until it increment whether j is less than equal to 2. And our sum is 55. It display the 55 sum. Okay. Then next is a while loop. So here in for loop, in one statement we are initializing, giving condition and increment or decrement operator. So in while loop there is different syntax. Just we have to specify the condition or before we can initialize it, and in while loop we have to increment. So same it executed as the same by for same as a for loop, but having different syntax is only the difference. Then there is a do while loop. So it is working as the same as a while loop, but only difference is it executed at least one even if the given condition is false. So let's check here. We initialize I is a 0. So if we initialize I as a 11, then it's still executed in once. Like it printed 11, but not executed in second time because the condition get false. It enter in this statement, in do statement, it print 11, then it increment I as a 2, then the value of I become 13, then it here it take it like it 13 is not less than though, so condition become false. Okay, the difference between do while and while loop is only the do while loop is executed at least once. Okay, so next is a very important concept is string. So string is nothing but a sequence of characters, and we can also say as string is nothing but a array of characters. So in Java, we can declare string by using two ways. First is a string literal, and second is a new keyword. So here is the syntax like S, and we have to specify S as a capital because string is in Java it considered as a class. So the difference between string literals and the using new keyword is if whenever we declare string as equal to any character, then every time the JVM check inside the string constant pool because every string literal is stored in the JVM string constant pool. And if it already existed, then the reference of instant is given. So let it understand by example. If we declare S1 string as a welcome, okay, then JVM check in a constant string constant pool whether it is already present or not. If it is not, then we it created S1 as a string. If we again create S1, S2 with same value, then again it check in the string constant pool whether it is present or not. So here S1 is created in memory in string constant pool. Then it check whether S2 is present with same value. So there is S2 is present, S1 is present with same value. So again, S2 is pointed to the same location. Instead of creating new location, it pointed to the same location with value welcome. Okay. So instead of creating two new objects by different with same values, it pointed to same location. So if we second time created S2 with same value, then it gives the same location of S1. So hope you clear the point. And second is by using new keyword. So if we create string using new keyword, it declare as a it storing it store in heap loop instead of storing it as a string constant. Okay. So this is the difference between string literals and new keyword. Then again, there are so many methods of string. So let's understand one by one. So first is the caret method. So using caret method, we have to specify the index of a particular character we have to we have to want. Then this is the syntax char caret and index. Then second is the index of, we have to specify the character which we want the index. Then next is the compare to. So using compare to, we have using compare to, we can compare two strings. And concat, it will add two strings in one string. Then contents, it check whether the character is it available in sentence or not. And two all lowercase and two uppercase, it convert the sentence in uppercase or lowercase. So let's understand it by program. So here we declare string as a Java point. Okay. Then we are using caret. So caret, it return character at present at fourth index. So the indexing start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it have to return T. So here it return as a T. Then next is the index of. So whatever character we given, it should return the index value. So V is the present 0, 1, 2. So it have to return 2. So here it return as a 2. Then next is a compare to operator. So if there are two string, okay, S1 and S2. If S1 string is greater than S2, then it return positive value. If S1 string is less than S2, then it return negative value. And if both strings are equal, then it returns 0. Okay. So here we are declaring S1 as a hello, again S2 as a hello, then S3 as a meklo, S4 as a hemlo, and S5 as a flag. So let's compare it. If we compare S1 and S2, both are equal. So it returns 0 here. As I told you, like both strings are equal, then it returns 0. Okay. Then if we compare hello with meklo, then here all characters are same instead of M and K. So it first check H with M. So H is 5 times lower than M. So it return minus 5 value because it is less than 5 times. Okay. Then if we compare S1 with S4, then here L is 1 time lower than M. L, here M and L. So L is 1 time lower than M. So it return minus 1. Then if we compare S1 with S5, like we compare hello with flag. So the H and F. first it compare one by one sequentially H with F. So the H is 2 times greater than F in alphabetical order. So it written as a 2 because it is 2 and it is greater than the first string is greater than second string. That's why it written positive value. Then next is a concat. So the most important point in Java string is string are the immutable. Immutable means once we declare string, we can't change it implicitly. So there is one another concept is string buffer. It can be mutable. So we can change it. So here, if we declare Java string as a string, so S1 and we try to concat with str, then it will not concatenate because we can't change it implicitly. So here the output is only Java string. We concatenate using concat operator, but still it giving Java string. It not concatenate because strings are immutable in Java. So we have to assign it explicitly, means we again have to reassign it. The same value we have to again reassign it. So then it will be display Java string is immutable. So assign it explicitly. Now it is concatenate with str string because we again reinitialize it. Hope you are clear with the concept of immutable strings. Then next is a contents method. So contents method check whether given string is available in given string or not. So the str like Java string, we check whether str string contains Java or not. So it display true. It return boolean value whether true or false. Then next is a two lowercase and two uppercase. So as we know, Java is already in lowercase, so it display Java immutable, assign it explicitly as a lowercase, and two uppercase it display the string in uppercase. So next is again more important topic is array. So arrays is nothing but a collection of similar types of element which has continuous memory. So as you all know, we store array having same data type. Like we have to create array like either int integer, either float, either string. We can't create array having more than one data type. So there are two types of arrays, single dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. So let's understand it by example. So here we declare single dimensional array having four elements. It is same syntax of declaration as in C and CPP. So here we starting indexing as a 0 until the length of array and we are incrementing the pointer. Then we are printing the elements of array. So first it printed 33, then 3, and it started, as we all know, we started address, we indexing starting from 0 of any array or string. So it print 33, 3, 4, and 5. Then next is a multi-dimensional array. It is 3 by 3 array. So here we are using two for loop. So first it is 0, 0. So 0, 0 is nothing but a 1. Then again J loop is executed. It increment as a 1. So 0, 1. So 0, 1 is a 2 element. Then 0, 3 as a third element. Then next again J increment, it is 4 now. Then the loop is terminated because it break the condition. Then again it the pointer is to the first for loop. Then again it initializes as a 1 I. Then again j is 0. Then 1 and 0 it is 2. Then it 2 is displayed. Then next is a 1 and 1, that is 4. Then 4 is displayed. Then next is a 1 and 3. 1 and 2. Then again the inner for loop is break the condition. Then again I is now 2. Then 2 and 0 it is 4. Then it 4 is displayed. Then again 2 and 2, that is 4. Then 4 is displayed, and now the inner for loop and outer for loop is 2 and 2. Then 5 is displayed. So like that the execution of two-dimensional array is executed. So next is the oops concept. So if you know the CPP, then you have to know the oops concept. So oops, first we have to understand object. So object is nothing but any entity, real-time entity. Object can be, we can name it as any like car, TV, fridge, anything we can name it as an object. Then next is a class. So class is nothing but a collection of objects. We can say class as a collection of objects and methods. It is nothing but a logical entity. Then next is a inheritance. So oops concept, any oops concept, it's based on four pillars: inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So inheritance nothing but acquires property or behaviors of parents. Like if we have parent class as a car, and um, we can if we can specify any example like BMW, we can inherit any properties that like all car having four wheelers, any equipment. So we can inherit the BMW property, inherit the car property. So if the class having already methods, if we declare as a parent and child, so child class access all methods and objects of parent class. So inheritance use as a reusability. Then next, so let's understand inheritance example. So here we declare animal as a parent class, it having it method. And next is a dog class, which extend, we are using extend keyword to inherit any class. So using extend keyword, we have to specify the parent name class. So, and it having another method name. Okay. So we have to, now we can access bark method as well and eat method as well using dog, using child class object. Okay. So here we declare dog d equal to new dog. We here we're declaring one object. Then using same object we can access bark method also and eat method also. So this is the example of inheritance. Next is the polymorphism. So polymorphism is nothing but a one task is performed in different ways. So there is two types of polymorphism: runtime polymorphism and compile time polymorphism. In again compile time polymorphism, there is again two types: operator overloading and method overloading. And in runtime polymorphism, there are one concept is virtual, but we don't go to in detail. So we let's understand the method overloading. So in method overloading means same name with different parameters. Okay. So using same name, we can pass different parameters and we can access multiple values. Like if here we passing two parameters, then it will check whether which method having two parameters. Then first method having two parameters, so it executed this method. So it print 11 plus 11. that is 22. Next, we are passing same name but three parameters. So it executed second method that having three parameters. So it display the sum 33. Next is the abstraction. Abstraction is nothing but a hiding internal details or showing functionality. This is known as abstraction. So the real-time example of abstraction is nothing but TV. So it display only this, like we watch any channel or any picture, but we don't know the what internally is there, what circuits are using. We just watch the TV. So the abstraction is the same concept, hiding internal data. So in Java, we are using abstract keyword to declare any method, any class or method. So if we declare a class as an abstract using abstract keyword, then the class declare as a abstract. So abstract class contain abstract method as well as non-abstract method. So here the class having one method having name run, and if we declare abstract method, then we don't need to specify any body. If we declare body, then it will give the error. It only the purpose of only abstract method is only the access. It only for the reference purpose. So here we declare run as abstract method, and under the child class we specify the body of that method, and using object we run that method. So the basically abstract concept is only for the reference. So it will show the output as running safely. I think because of poor connection, it will not execute it. So let's move to the another concept is encapsulation. So encapsulation is nothing but a binding code or data together in single unit. So encapsulation is nothing but a method. We are just accessing anything that we declare inside the method using simple method name. So in Java or any language, we having getter setter method to access variables, data types, print using setter method. So it is the example of encapsulation. So next, again, it is very important concept is exception. So exception is very powerful mechanism to handle runtime errors so that normal flow of application can be maintained. So this is the syntax of exception. We are any abnormal code that may throw exception that we have to mention in try section, and in under catch section we have to mention the name of that exception. So there is two types of exception in Java: check exception and uncheck exception. So under check exception, it handled by compile time. Like syntax error, if we forgot mention semicolon or any bracket is missing, then such exception it handled by compile time. So these fall under the check exception. And in uncheck exception, the exception handled by runtime is known as uncheck exception, like array index, null pointer. If we specify any division, the second division number is divided by 0, then, or if the size of array is 4 and we enter 5 elements, then it array index out of bound, it is one of the exception. Null pointer exception are considered as an uncheck exception. So let's so here is the one example of exception. Here we enter start. If we not enter, try and catch, then what happen? Let's. So it giving Lang arithmetic exception divided by 0. So it abnormally the execution of the code, like the first statement is executed, then it the pointer enter the control gives to the here it divided by 0, so it directly throw the exception, so the rest of the code not executed if we not specify try and catch. So if we specify try and catch, then it the control gives to the start of the code, then try it, the statement throws the exception, then it handled by the catch statement, that it print the whatever exception is occur, it print that exception, because here we are printing e, that the object of that exception, and then again it is the end of the section, the rest of the code is also print. So this is the concept of exception. Then next is a collection statement. So collection is nothing but a framework or library. That collection represent is a single value, single unit of object. It is like a group of object. So in there is a the class that implement the collection list interface are the given below. So first is a very useful collection is vector. So it is same working as the array, but the difference between simple array and vector is the dynamic and static only. Like for example, initially we initialize array size is a 4, so only it accept only 4 elements. But if we declare vector, even the size of vector is 4, then only it will accept 5, 10, any elements. So it accept any elements, any size. So this is the only use of the vector. So we can access, vector uses dynamic array to store data elements. So next is a stack. It implement last in first out data structure. Right. So stack is it is same as a first in whatever element we added in stack, like 10 element, then 20. So it store like in this direction 30. So whatever element is last added, like that is 30, is first accessible. And the last element, the first element we added is last accessible. So whatever, so it called as a last in first out. So whatever last element is enter, it accessible first. Next concept is a queue. It maintains FIFO, like first in first out. It's same as a queue. So first 10, whichever first element added, it accessible first. Then next 20, like that. Okay. Next is a hash map. So again, it store key and pair value. in a hash map. So my key is name, my name, or we can say key as a roll number. Roll number is a key and value is name. So we have to specify unique roll number and name. So like that, it store values in key and value pair. Okay. So thank you guys for being attentive during the lecture, and I hope this session was useful to all of you and help you to grasp at least basic concept of Java. Okay. Thank you so much.